So she listened. She remembered how her mother used to listen, if listening it could be called. She sat with her knitting, not really paying any attention, smiling at anyone who came into the room, welcoming all interruptions, communicating round the side of the chair by signs and nods, but never getting too far away to say, when her husband paused, "Yes, dear?" and set him off again. It was a piquant situation, because if she did not listen to him, neither was he talking to her. He was just talking. He needed to talk. He fired himself by talking, and after a talk he was a new man, refreshed and able to face once more the anxieties of professional, he was a lawyer, and family life. But Lucy had not her mother's powers of self-protection. She really listened, with youthful courtesy, her eyes on his face. He talked about the office, about the state of the country, always, according to him, bad. He talked about the money it took to keep the house up. It seemed to Lucy that they were always on the verge of bankruptcy. But most of all, he talked about the necessity, which she must share with him, of keeping the boys straight and of watching continually over the girls. There was a strain of wildness or weakness in the family. "From your mother's side, you understand," he said. "Not from mine. My people, Lucy, are, and always have been, a steady, upright, God-fearing lot." They were. There was no denying it. But unfortunately, nobody wanted to be like them. Her father's family were worthy and charmless. Her mother's, charming and worthless, or nearly so, according to her father. Lucy had joined with her brothers and sisters in admiring her mother's family and poking fun at her father's. But when the responsibility of the household fell upon her, she came to know what her father meant. She saw the dangers. She couldn't fail to see them with Harry and Aubrey about the house. Harry was the eldest of the family, 2 years her senior, but he had no more sense of responsibility than a fly. In Lucy, the sense of responsibility grew heavier as her sisters grew older. There was no need for her father to point out to her the dangers of the family strain and the boys' bad example. She saw it clearly enough. But he could not resist pointing things out, even the most obvious. By talking, he lessened his own burdens and increased Lucy's. After listening to him, Lucy felt more than ever anxious and oppressed. When her mother died suddenly from influenza, Lucy was 18 and had just left school, where she had lingered as long as they would let her because she hadn't wanted to merely remain at home and help in the house. Lucy liked to be quiet, to pursue her own paths, to read a great deal, and that was impossible at home. She mapped out a plan for herself. She had persuaded her father, against his will, to give her an unused room in his office building, and there she installed herself to read for a scholarship for Oxford. But her mother died, and Lucy, grief-stricken, gave everything up to plunge into the management of a household made up of her father, Harry, herself, Aubrey, Jack, Charlotte and Vera, the 2 little sisters, then 13 and 11 years of age. Looking back, Lucy didn't know how she had managed. Probably she hadn't. They must all have just scrambled through the years somehow. When the war came in 1914, although they were always anxious about Harry and Aubrey in France, there was more quiet in the house. War abroad and peace at home, thought Lucy. Then Harry and Aubrey came back, bringing chaos with them. Mr. Field had sent all his sons into the law, intending to choose a partner from among them and put the other 2 into the way of becoming, he hoped, town clerks. He had long ago chosen as partner Jack, the youngest, his favourite and most amenable. But when the 2 elder ones came home from the war, they hilariously declared that the law was not for them. They would look about, they said, for something less deadly. In the meantime, they had their gratuities. "We'll all have a good time now," they said, and bought a car to take the girls to the races and the dances.